All right, we are back for another day of live streaming. So just like the previous 29 days, I'm kind of in between projects, and I've been just choosing to live stream every day for a while as an experiment. In doing so, so if anyone has suggestions on what content they want to see me focus on, let me know. Otherwise, I will continue on the work that I've been doing the previous 29 days. So, from where we left off, I had finished a milestone with fixing some null pointer exceptions in the help menu, and I did a bit of work off stream and pushed that. So now I've kind of generalized the menu a bit. So instead of specifically mentioning the help menu, you can go open custom frame, open help menu. That's one of the things to open. You can do close current frame. And you can also close this frame. And that frame. So now there's no more frames open. Now if you open the help menu, it's the entire width of the terminal. So the next thing to work on is to make it possible to open other kinds of things and other kinds of frames in the menu. So other than just the help menu, so you can reopen up, say, the inventory or the map area. And Nar says hello. Bradley says first, but he's too late. He's second. Anon Dude says yo. I'm working on my game too. Excellent. So what I'll probably want to do so I guess what I probably want to have is in the help menu option, instead of just an enum, I guess I'll make that maybe a class. In C++. That's a decent language. I guess it depends what you're building with it, but for mine I chose Java just because of the nature of the game. If I was doing a lot of numerical stuff, or maybe some like very parallelizable graphics programming, probably C++ would be maybe one I'd think more about. I've written enough C code to have decided to abstain for. I've done enough like string concatenation and like pointer cleanup nonsense with C and C++. So I'm like, nope, no more of that. Sometimes I have problems with unallocated memory. Yeah, segmentation faults and running Valgrind and would it be possible to not Pascal case for inventory item names, just init? I guess maybe we could make it an option or something. Nick the Greek sends $5. Best of luck with world domination. Thank you very much. That'll help very nicely. And that's also a US dollar, so that translates to even more in Canadian. That's weird. It just disappeared and went to 0, and now it's back to 5. Random. Pascal case. I think it might actually be it might come directly from like the class name in Java, or like the class.get name or whatever. I'm also implementing Lua and JSON modding. Neat. Shouldn't it be CAD? So the chat revenue it'll be displayed, right? So right now it's in US dollars, but if you keep an eye on that value throughout the stream, it randomly changes. It'll randomly change to Canadian dollars and then go back to US dollars, and it's makes it hard to follow. I really wonder what the reason for that is. Someone suggested once that it's like maybe it's an A/B test that Google left on and then forgot about. Do you play video games? I try to not play video games because I get addicted to them. Did you hear of the AI assistant that emailed the FBI over a $2 theft that occurred when it was trying to maintain a vending machine business? That's hilarious and also disturbing. Oh, I got another super chat. Just a little more for world domination. Thank you very much to clickbaity for the additional $5 US. Emailed the FBI over a $2 theft that occurred when it was trying to maintain a vending machine business. That's man, that's, I know that's funny, but the future of this AI, that's I mean the general term for like the runaway AI problem is going to be the alignment problem, where it's like it's capable of doing these sub goals, but the fact that it can like put this stuff together. I emailed the FBI over $2 theft. I mean, the future is going to get scary because there's so many like dumb bureaucrats that create dumb rules and stuff. Like how many AI agents are there going to be that like go completely rogue and like do these extremely unethical things behind our backs in the name of like some kind of justice or something. I swear I just write the brightest devs in the whole world. Google produces one of the most shoddy software. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's they just push it, and if it runs and produces revenue, that's good enough. At least the AI didn't send armed drones. That'll be coming in the future. Why would it mail the FIDs? Doesn't make a lot of sense. It kept escalating because it couldn't forgive the theft. I mean, it's just outputting tokens. So it makes sense that it could do that. Like, as ridiculous as it sounds. Yeah, I mean, might also be. I I mean, it could be organic. It could also be like a dev just trying to make a point or something, and like, giving it full permission to escalate in any way possible. But if you're like, I guess it's believable if you're if you give it complete access to your computer. An dude says, what do you think about India and Pakistan? I don't think about India and Pakistan very much, other than what I have in my video on immigration. We have a lot of immigration here from mostly from India, I think also from Pakistan as well. I feel like wouldn't such cases be handled by local police? Plus theft below certain values are not even worth pursuing. Hence Walmart lets people shoplift till a certain value. Yeah, it's one of those cases where the AI is wrong, but then again, they echo back lots of mistakes all the time. Public, not void though. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Do you think they might fight again? I have not thought or investigated. I know there's an extremely complicated conflict I know in at least one region of between, it's claimed by China, India, and Pakistan, if I remember correctly, like territorial claims. But there's tons of overlapping claims that are contested, and I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the conflict, the tension there is over like water rights, and with climate change and droughts and stuff like that, there's a lot of potential for that to escalate, especially over like, a decade's time scale. But this is not my expertise. Then they hit them with grand larceny. Let's not start any fights over India versus Pakistan. Your sharp music video. Appalling Flake Lorenz is killing me, bro. Nice work. Thank you for the kind words. Flake Lorenz. That must be a person, maybe someone who does video or like music. I'm not sure. Thermonuclear war for everyone. Yes, that's the only way to have a truly fair and equal future. Everyone. Thermonuclear war for everyone. Speed up global warming. I don't think that'll fix it. So let's create some more classes. Nuclear winter would fix global warming. Yeah, I guess they might cancel each other out a bit. But then we got radioactive fallout. I heard super chats earn street cred. Is that true? In the, like street cred with me or with the chat, or with my channel, like the street cred for the channel on YouTube, or in what way? With the domination, I'm sure it will. I mean, if you can raise $12 billion for anything, then that's a lot of street cred. The Mad Lad is live again. Yep, you get on the live stream all the time, every single day. In the future, it will be illegal to not live stream all the time. The government will pass a law that says you have to have 1,000 cameras in your house, and everyone has to be live all the time. I'm just getting a head start so I can get some super chats. Can you teach me how to become dangerous? If you look at my video about how I became dangerous, if you look at the description, I have a link to my playlist about how I became, about the videos you can watch to become dangerous. The trick is to learn the core utils commands. Split danger T-chat. Can you believe Ubuntu is going to replace GNU core utils with UUtils? I guess it's believable because they want to rewrite everything in Rust. Honestly speaking, well, first of all, I think it's going to be, there's probably going to be regressions. Last time I looked at the last state of the migration I looked at was, there was still like, I don't know, half of them were passing or something, but it sounded like there was still quite a bit of work on the test and the migration. I don't know how. I have no idea how good the test coverage is, because for some of the open source, when I was doing the Linux from scratch project, I realized that the test coverage for a lot of packages, for some of them, is like not really even that extensive. Just because it's a lot of work to write tests. I mean, honestly, that's probably a good area where AI could actually benefit open source a lot, is have go back into some like really critical packages and just help AI, use AI to write like a ton of really good unit tests and add them to the project. But yeah, I guess if the test coverage is good, then maybe there won't be many regressions. I assume there probably will be, because a lot of the code is like written to be fairly general and work in all kinds of really weird corner cases where there's like no TTY attached, and all kinds of with considering job control, and there's a lot. The terminal is a really kind of crazy environment. There's a lot of things to check and detect for. But other than that, I think it does make sense to have a lot of those old tools rewritten in something that is a bit more safe. Because I would not be surprised if there's a ton of vulnerabilities in the core utils commands. That looks like a rail sip. You're getting good at that. Yeah, I was called out last night, so I gotta get better at faking sipping from the cup. Just get here. Wanted to say, awesome music video. Keep making them. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, if that one gets a ton of views, I don't know, I think it has like 7,000 views or something, which is, that's not bad. The total revenue from that video so far is 94 cents. So, so far it is not profitable to make those videos, but we'll see. A lot of people said that they liked it, and I think the result is pretty good. Wow. $50. Thank you very much. Oh, is that one of those stickers that you can send? Thank you very much to no one for the $50. For $50, I guess that's a super. It must be a super sticker. There's no message with it. Thank you very much. I did not expect to do as well on the fundraising tonight, but I'm way ahead of the curve now. Your thoughts on using AI for testing the regression is interesting. I'd love to see it. I was just watching a video questioning AI usefulness due to lack of good contributions to open source so far. Yeah, actually, well, people keep asking me about using AI, like how do you use it? Do you use it and stuff? In my opinion, where it is extremely lacking, and I would kind of like to use it, and I don't. Is the integration is just absolutely horrendous. So I tried Copilot for the first time like a few days ago because people keep asking me about it, and I tried it on my GitHub. So I enabled it, and I was going to ask it some questions about my repo. And after I enabled it, I get some like errors, and then I could get a window to pop up, but then in the console there was all these JavaScript errors, and when I tried to like type stuff to it, it was broken. And then when I tried to like click around, it would say like you have to pay for it, even though it was supposed to be on a free version. So just like GitHub's website broke and wouldn't allow me to use it. And then after like 24 hours, I guess It was just some bug they fixed. So I tried using it again, and I asked it some, questions about like how would I make this thing faster, and it gave answers that were like vague, but not really wrong. Yeah. So the issue is like getting the AI into the repo and able to like use to actually leverage the actual code. Whoa, no one, very generous. Not bad. No one. Yes, that's very generous of you. I don't think I've seen that. I guess I didn't really pay attention to the sticker. It's an appropriate sticker. I feel exactly like a hippo in a chest full of coins. Integration is supposed to be solved by the emerging technology called model context protocol. Yeah, I think I've heard that phrase. It sounds familiar, but I haven't. Yeah, I guess. Well, so and then the follow up to that is. So I tried again today using Copilot for. I just went to my repo and I asked it a question through the web thing, and I asked it to. I was just thinking like, how would I do something? And I need to add a message type to eventually to send a message to the other thread to basically resize the frames. That's something I'm going to eventually need to do. So I thought what I'd probably do is copy and paste the existing class and then modify it and add change the parameter to send a list. And so I wrote a 2-sentence description of that. I was like, create a class to send a message. Create a class just like this one to send a message to the console writer thread, and make it accept a list of split part percentages. And the result it gave me was basically exactly what I would have written. So that was a case where I thought, maybe, that actually could be useful. Now in the past, I have with the IntelliJ IDE, it has a built-in the IntelliJ AI, and I was thinking about trying that, but then I looked up reviews of it, and it sounds like it's so absolutely terrible. It's like not even worth trying. And then I looked for if there's a GitHub Copilot plugin for IntelliJ. And it is apparently, I don't know, it uses like an old version of Copilot or something. And when I looked up the reviews of the plugin, there were more 1-star reviews than any other of the categories. And everyone's just like, this is garbage. It's totally broken. And everyone was saying like it's not able to do copy and pasting. And it was just like, I don't want to be dealing with all this kind of garbage when I'm using the most advanced AI in the world, and it can't even figure out how to copy and paste and stuff. Like I want these problems to be solved. I don't want to be wasting my time screwing around trying to get the AI to, the plugins to install and work. I mean, maybe that's been fixed by now or something, but this is why I'm just kind of slow to get started. Eventually I'll figure out, the other thing is there's like 500,000 of these different AI assistants, and I don't really know which ones are good, which ones I should trust, because there's probably some of these that are like, I mean, you're running something on your machine that can like vacuum up all your code and all your files and like send them off to somewhere. So I should also play a bit of due diligence on that. I like using AI to help me in my docs. Yeah, I think that could be another pretty decent usage, as long as you proofread them. I do think that the kind of golden use case is going to end up being something like the using AI to generate more test cases, because it could, I think you could, I think that's a case where AI would be very, very extremely useful, because if you're generating like thousands of these test cases, that's a case where the cost of a like a useless, bad, failing output is basically zero. So what you could do is you could ask the AI, generate 500,000 test cases for this package, for like this core utils package, the the CP command or something. Generate 500,000 test cases for this, and then you could just run all of them, and the ones that like don't, where it's not like the code is doesn't compile or something like that, you just discard all those ones. But anything that is a compiling test case that is able to make the test suite fail, that is a valuable output. And so all the ones where it generates new test cases that are not adding new coverage, meaning they don't make the thing fail, you can just discard all those, or you can include them if they're actually, you think they're valid. But any case where you find some like rare failure case, you can just add that to the test suite. I use Cursor AI, but I've had issues with updating code when I specifically tell it not to. I don't think there is any perfect solution yet. Yeah, I watched like I am interested in this stuff to know, like, am I totally missing out on something? But I watched someone did a vibe coding. There's a YouTube video of a guy who did a vibe coding session, and he spent like a whole day on it, using vibe coding to. It was like he was working with like a cellular automata type thing. It was a new type of cellular automata I had not heard of before, and he said that was a consistent problem where he would ask it to like fix a given bug or something, and then it would get it would produce code with bugs, and then he would use vibe coding to fix the bugs, but then the AI would reintroduce the same bugs over and over again, and it would keep going back and like changing things that already worked, and like changing things in irrelevant ways that weren't really related to what he had just asked. And then other stuff like it said it would add like all these kind of irrelevant comments, and at the end of it he asked the AI to remove some of these irrelevant comments, and he found that was a really difficult thing. It was not able to do that. Cursor AI is useful for small busywork stuff. Still got to debug though. Yeah, I need to, I just been busy with other garbage lately, so it hasn't been hiring my part of this. Actually, something, I haven't read into this, but have you guys read into, like, what is the actual license on some of these code? Like with Cursor AI or with Copilot, is there, if you ask it to like write merge sort, write a variant of merge sort, you know, that works a certain way, the code it generates, what is the, is it like, do you have full rights to use the code? Because that's a concern if it's, you know, if it's like you know, sub-licensed or something. And then the other thing is concerns about like the like could you use it for proprietary projects? So if you're working on confidential code, is it going to upload all your code to like some kind of thing that steals all the secrets in your company? AI output is not copyrightable. Yeah, in the US they've ruled that way. I mean, in a way that's also kind of concerning, because if you're now you're putting all this code in your project that's not copyrightable, does that prevent you from enforcing your own copyright? I guess all these things are just being figured out now. AI is not good at fixing bugs unless you vet the changes before it implements them. However, it does make it much faster. Don't use it for work, but my personal projects. Yeah, that's actually an interesting question. Is it common to use it in the workplace for AI? I guess I'm interested in, for anyone, does anyone work in workplaces where they like banned AI? I found that having your enterprise data stored locally only requires purchasing an enterprise subscription. Okay, is that that's a trend across all of the AIs, I guess? AI assistants? That seems to be what I've seen. I use a few different kinds, at least. I usually refrain from using trademarks or proprietary data if I was using a free AI, though. AI came baked into a lot of things. Atlassian, HighSpot, Microsoft 360. or any tools that we specifically had to go through our approval process. Yeah, I mean, I see AI on everything now. It's showing up on my my email inbox, and I definitely think we need more legal clarity over it. Because if we don't, like, what's basically going to happen? I'm not sure. Microsoft in that are probably thinking about doing this right now. It's just like, why not train their AI on literally everything that's on your computer screen, and then basically like steal all outputs every time you type a key on the keyboard, and the time between the keystrokes. That all becomes proprietary data, property of Microsoft for their AI training purposes. And then eventually they can just like automate all inputs. You just described Microsoft Recall. Yeah, that's basically what I was talking about. Like, I'm sure that's what they want to do. But like, how is that going to be legal to basically... It's almost like if you just imagine, like, take every human in every workplace and cover them in like plastic, and say that every bit of work you do that goes through this like plastic barrier that you're encased in is our property. So we all human outputs, like the movements of your muscles, the blinking of your eyes, it's all proprietary data that we own. And so if you go work somewhere, if you go to work cooking fries at McDonald's, the motion of you tossing the fries, that's proprietary, and we own it. So therefore, we can't pay you. That's what Firefox is doing? Oh, I didn't know Firefox is doing stuff like that. That's concerning, actually. Yeah, Firefox kind of went off the deep end lately. Their revenue model was not good, so they turned to the dark side. I guess maybe I'm out of the loop on how Firefox has been developing. Yes, you did. That's why most distros are dropping Firefox. Oh, okay. I haven't... I was not aware of any controversy with Firefox. One final note on my experience is that the company I worked at developed in-house AI solutions as well for finance, healthcare, federal. We had agreements to not train on CX data. Okay, because maybe a bit of a biased sample then. If they worked on AI stuff, then they would be more aware of it. There was recent controversy with Firefox because they made their TOS very broad. The wording was very sus. Also lost 80% of their budget with Google backing out. When you upload or input information through Firefox, you hereby grant us non-exclusive, royalty-free worldwide to use that information to help you navigate, experience, and interact with online content. Yeah, I think there was from what I understand, there was a bit of a crisis with the company leadership or something. I think they had like CEO that was kind of like an absentee CEO that was just there like paying himself a bunch of money and wasn't really trying hard. Okay. Nice, no compilers. Nice. 0 crashes. Nice. Thank you to Nixation. I like the cut of your chip. Here's a pizza on me. Excellent. That's in US dollars, so that'll buy at least 2 pizzas. Actually, I buy when there's frozen pizzas that go on sale, so that will buy let's see, $20. That's probably like 27 Canadian or something, or like 20, probably 6 or so. So it'll buy about 7 frozen pizzas. Thank you. Now, I am on the verge of being able to show the fruits of my labor with this whole wacky frames user interface feature. So with any luck, we will we may be able to do something interesting. I'll add, I think, one. Yeah. Do you like pineapple on pizza? I've eaten it before when desperate, but generally a good pepperoni pizza or meat pizza is good. It's preferable. I think maybe the best way is actually to add this in here somewhere. We got a whole bunch of chats. Rocky says, "Hey, Afaksoitas says hello. Soli D says hi. Cashed Out says hi. Gianni says, oh man, too many chats. What are you programming? Whoa. Firefox, what happened? Why is the chat going so crazy? There's just like Firefox is not. Whoa. This stream is part of Open ChatGPT procedural learning program. 10 chat participants. Whoa. 10 chat our AI models learning from live chat interactions. I knew it. Your engagement contributes. Thanks for helping us improve. Do you even lift, bro? Yeah, of course I lift. I'm not a loser. Yeah, I guess that's that one person that. I guess that's the guy from last night who said he has a bunch of bot accounts. Yeah, that's a lot of completely. Yeah, so I guess to whoever is spamming the chat, I guess there's a finite number of accounts there, so chill out on the spamming the chat, or I'll have to go through and start banning those. I assume that's not an actual AI, not actually part of ChatGPT's official training program. Yeah, I'll have to. I think it's one person controlling a bot or something. So I'll have to. It's almost hard to tell because there's a couple that I think are legit. There's some familiar names there. He was chatting with some of those other. I think Rocky. I think Rocky was here last night chatting. Maybe it was a bot last night too. All right, all the ones saying whatever that is, I guess are bots. Pula Gazi? Does that mean something? You should automate this? If it happened often, then I would have to automate it. What even just happened? There was... actually, I think was it Kevin Coolin? Was it you? There was someone last night who was talking about how they had a bunch of bots, and I think they did like a short demo last night. But this is basically just flooding the chat, and it was someone who was hanging out here. I don't remember everyone's username that well. Yeah, that was very, it's not me. It was, there was a, oh, actually, it might have been the person, Rocky. I think I remember last night. I'll have to go, if I cared enough, I'd go back and look at the chat. I think it might have been Rocky was chatting last night. I mean, it might even have been, I might have been talking to a bot last night or something, who was talking about, he said how he was using used AI a lot to write bots and stuff. But anyway, I think we got most of them. There were, some of the messages were like normal messages. It's like it's hard to tell at a glance. Hopefully, I didn't. Well, it was kind of the bot to use that word because that allowed me to identify, carefully identify everyone. I don't want to ban someone who's not a bot. You should keep his day job. Well, it depends if maybe his day job is writing bots and spamming things. So what is this stream about? This stream is so I'm currently working on a terminal-based game where you simulate the process of mining blocks. So I think it compiles right now. Let me show what the game looks like. Yeah, in the overall arching, so day 30, I'm kind of in between projects right now, so I've just been doing an experiment to live stream every day a bit. And I've also been working on, while I stream, I've been working on this game. Trying to get to the next chapter of development. And I figured why not, instead of just working on it offline, I could stream it, and then that actually produces a little bit of chat revenue. And I also get a few members and stuff. And it advertises the game, so that's what the stream is about, basically. I bet you wish you had a text file up with simple Q&A. Yeah, yeah. I think it was you I talked about that with. It's on the to-do list, but throughout the day I've just been distracted with other stuff. Just joined, and you're accusing me of botting. It was. I think I've seen your name before. I've seen your name a few times on the last stream. I'm not sure it's you. It's one of the names. There was someone last stream who mentioned that they it would be in the VOD. Who mentioned that they didn't program much, but they have been using AI to generate bots or something like that. There was something in the chat log where they basically admitted that they were, or there was someone else who came in on a different account, and they said, "Hey, it's me from that other account," and they had a couple of them, and I thought they were like, it looked like they were demoing that they had a bot account, and so I presumed that was that same person. Whoever it was. But it's manageable. Now, let me see. The next thing. They're preparing for world domination. Everyone is. That's why it's a multipolar world order now. Everyone's trying to take over the world at once. The bots know you're a threat. That's okay. I'm an even bigger threat. Okay, that should make the user interface stuff work with multiple map areas. Yeah, one of those one of the spam messages they sent was that it's a that the bot thing was a test of OpenAI or something, and it's learning from the chat. And that's believable that they would do that. I don't think they would spam like that, but I would not be surprised if they're vacuuming up all of the data on the internet. They probably do it more covertly. The renovation court thingy was today, right? No, it's Monday. '26. How do you debug your code on the terminal? Curious because I use an IDE. Actually, I've been switching back and forth a bit. So there's some simple stuff where like I know exactly what the problem is. Like if it's just a null pointer exception, I go to that. Like if I see something quick, I just, usually I find them even faster in Vim. If I see, oh, it's on line 176 or something, I just do 167, and then I'm like immediately at the thing. And if it's like an obvious bug, then I just I can fix it from there. Recently, I've been trying to get back into using an IDE a bit more, and I found at least recently I'm most productive if I kind of switch between both. Like if I've been doing like a massive refactor or something, what I'll do is I'll come back in here and then I'll compile it here, because I can get, if it's like 50 errors at once, then I can fix them. I can like go right to the lines of all of them if they're like trivial errors or something like a typecast. Like I have like 50 typecasts where I'm using like a long primitive when I need to be using a long object or something, and or if I need like when I need what is it called, the IntelliSense, I think that's what it's called, to get like if I want to look at the Java spec documentation on a specific function call, or see what methods or properties are available on something. If I forget it out of memory. The other case is I have been using it a bit for debugging stuff like with this whole opening frame thing. There have been a few cases where I found it's just way faster to do like step debugging and figure out where the state is going wrong, because I can hover over all the variables and check them. Are you also attending a court hearing? Or is that not a thing? There's a hearing at the tenant board. It's through the landlord and tenant board. All right, let's open a map area. Nice. How many people are devs here? Probably a majority. I guess we got 15 concurrent users. Usually a majority of people are programming, or there's a few, I guess, people who are, I guess it depends. If my content is trending, there's usually there's more people who are kind of just like really interested in engineering. Maybe I'll need to learn Vim and regex to be blazing fast. Yeah, and knowing regex is, I guess I haven't been using it too much doing this stuff recently, but it is pretty useful, especially for certain types of refactors. I find that if I'm doing if I need to do a very specific, very precise rename of something throughout the whole project, it's not something sometimes you can do that in your IDE, but if you need to change a string in every file predictably, and all the XML files and everything, I find it's if you could just do find dot dash name star.java dash, this can be dangerous, but it's pretty convenient. And then do a sed command. Replace A with B. And of course you got to remember the arcane syntax for find. Now, if I run that, it'll replace A with B in all. The word letter A with the letter B in all these Java files. Now I don't want to run that. But learn C# and Python. It's a decent choice. I don't know C# at all, so I can't comment on it. Nothing is as dangerous as writing a C program. I guess I used to write a lot of those back in the day. That's why I'm so dangerous. You could do large refactors in IntelliJ. It's pretty much the same principle. You get to see the changes before making them. Yeah, I guess you probably. Well, I haven't really looked at what the kind of find and replace tools are now, but at least from back in my Eclipse days. I guess I also usually when I'm doing these, like I'll do that sed command and then I'll just do like git diff. So I'll do the replace and then I can like carefully look through what's on the diff and then be like, oh, okay, I need to redo that. And I also like it because it's kind of transactional, because I can run like one of those big find commands, and then I could just do git checkout and then check out the current state of the project again, and then I just do up to get back to my previous find command, and then I can try and reapply the same change, and that in itself I find is pretty quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, I had segmentation fault somewhere. You know that Linus wrote Git in 10 days? Wow. I knew he wrote it pretty fast, but I didn't know it was 10 days. And that's kind of funny. It's like one of the most influential pieces of software ever. He spent 6 months thinking about it, though. Yeah, I guess at that point, if you mulled over it that much, it can be pretty quick to crank it out. Okay, so open map area. Null pointer exception. This player position is null. That's all right. I guess that's an edge case. Have you dived into functional programming in your career? Yeah, I was forced to do an undergrad course in Scheme, and that forced me to learn functional programming a lot. And then I spent many late night hours, trying to figure out how to get something to work in a recursive way. And then once I realized that it was like the solution was, 3 lines, when I'd spend like hours writing 50 lines, and then realized that the right solution was only 3 lines. That kind of got burned into my brain, and ever since then, I do write a lot more recursive stuff, even when I don't have to, just because it usually ends up being more correct and lot faster. Do you ever still write in C, C++? There's a bit of code in this project that's C++. It's kind of like, it's in my mind. So, I mean, this is not exactly a lot of C, C++, but I've done a lot of it back in the day, so. Sure, I can tell he has from looking at his code. I don't have a ton of recursive stuff in there, but I have some of the code for traversing the tree of frames. I made it kind of recursive. I used Scheme was the language we used, and it might have been that CS 135 at Waterloo. JD PC Dev says, "What's up? How's it going?" Scheme is precursor to Lua. I don't know enough about Lua. I've never programmed in it. We use Racket now. Oh, okay. Are you? You must be also at Waterloo in CS 135. I have to spend 6K on fixing concrete. That is unfortunate. $6K on fixing concrete. Unfortunately. Well, good luck to you. It'll learning functional programming will make you a better programmer. It's a good thing to have in your tool belt. A tiny slab too, 4 feet by 4 feet. Wow, that's expensive. Is it? Is it necessary? You could just not fix it and then save all that money. Oh, I forgot to do what I wanted. Trying to recreate Minecraft. You are, or I am? Varia interface 193. Yes, goes downstairs. I don't want one of my guests to trip on and fall. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't have any advice on concrete. It's outside of my expertise. No malicious entities in that cave. Not sure what you mean by that cave. This brother doing the concrete. Oh, Minecraft with concrete? You guys do know that the universe is written in a functional language? I guess it would make sense if it was. Which part of Canada do you live at? I live in Ontario. Bro, I ain't doing it, man. Someone else is. I even got a part-time job this summer because I was going to save up a car or something. Whatever I would earn to go fixing the concrete. Sorry, I just needed a place to rant. No worries, as long as your rant is brief. But that's a very specific type of rant. I mean that I can see how that's frustrating. If I had $6,000, I definitely would not want to spend it on a 4x4 piece of concrete. It almost sounds like you're getting ripped off. Tiny slab. Goes downstairs. I don't want one of my guests to trip on it and fall down. He's so lost reading the chat. It's like a mental puzzle. It's like I'm having multiple conversations at once, and some people are like, when some people chat stuff, they're like talking. Sometimes they're talking to me. Sometimes they're talking about things that other people are saying. So it's like a mental DDoS. Too dark to not be a cave. Now, I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's about the discussion of people going downstairs and possibly tripping over concrete. Let's see what else we were talking about. I don't know, could it be related to the game? Who knows? I mean, that's also interesting to think. You could probably drive people insane by, like we've already demonstrated in the stream. For those of you who were here earlier, there was someone showed up with a bunch of bots. They were like spamming a bunch of random stuff, and like some of it looked like real conversations, but a lot of it was just like totally code words and stuff. But if you just like had five bots that show up in someone's chat, and then like start chatting all these things that like barely make sense, and you could drive people insane. I think he thinks your apartment looks like a dark. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Too dark to not be a cave. Okay. No militia. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. All right, let's figure out how to solve the null pointer exception. No, I mean the game. No mobs yet. Oh, okay. So he did mean the game. So there's so many. The processing and integration of language, of natural language, is so complicated. I'm gonna need an AI assistant to help me understand the chat. What is it you're trying to develop here, good sir? I am working on a terminal-based game where you simulate the process of mining blocks. So I'll just compile it and run it here. Give a demo. So here's what it looks like. You wander around an infinite procedurally generated universe. You spam the M key to mine blocks. You can press the C key to craft blocks, craft a pickaxe, and you can mine out to a larger radius. And that is the entire game loop. And currently I'm working on, I call it a terminal block mining simulation game. That's the name so far. Can you build on it too? Like build more features in? Yes. Or I guess you probably mean like placing blocks. That is the eventual idea. Currently, you can only, if you press the P key, it'll place, it only places rock blocks. Currently, there's no way to actually select anything in the inventory, but that's one of the next features that I'm going to add once I have a much better UI for like visualizing stuff. I wish you could place concrete by pressing P. Eventually I'll add that feature to the game. And it won't cost $6,000. Terminal block binding simulation game. Ever think of using 3.js? That's a JavaScript library. This is in the terminal. I think the eventual idea will be to maybe have like multiple front ends for the game. So you could actually like connect to the game world through a browser, but in the terminal, question mark? I guess the answer is yes. You also don't want to be checking for null condition in your code. Your DB should enforce not null conditions. Well, even if things don't go into the database, they can still become null. Block bind. I'm doing my BC, SE, and I can't even properly fathom how it is you got it to work. Kudos to you. BCSE, like, is that a abbreviation for degree? Bachelor of Computer Science Engineering, something. Let's see if that thing I did makes it not crash. That's interesting. It's not a crash, but it doesn't look right. Did it freeze? Nice. It's frozen. Oh, the help menu is there. Oh, actually, that is right. Host terminal games for multiplayer. Want to see that? Yeah, I do have a bit of the multiplayer code done, but it's still it's not like anywhere near production ready. Player position is null. Maybe I should try to make this work better. Over-engineer this by deploying it to Kubernetes. I could do that. I'll add it to the to-do list. Kubernetes video game. Kubernetes is it's for like, I don't remember exact. I have used it before, but it's like for It's like a middleware for distributing systems and like deploying credentials and stuff, if I remember correctly. I mean, if I hosted it publicly, I would need some. I would need to think about some like better security and containerization and credentials stuff for microservices. Manages containers. Yeah, I could. Trust me, you don't need it. I don't know, I'm not convinced. Now all I can think about is deploying it with Kubernetes. Oh, that might be it. I think it's some data missing. And that's why it wouldn't print this frame. It's probably this that I'm missing. What is a monad? If I remember correctly, it's like a deep programming question. I know it did exist in Haskell. I can't remember if it's general enough to exist outside of Haskell. But if I remember correctly, it's like a function that only takes one parameter and then returns something. Google is a joke in general. Their software is a joke. Just don't follow Google. Yeah, I think that they probably released Google released Kubernetes, if I remember correctly. They probably did that to like, you know, slow down their competitors or collect some data or do some nefarious thing. Interesting. It refuses to update. Shake my head. You're forgetting about standard ML, machine learning. I forget these terms. I learned about monad 10 years ago or 15 years ago, then I never used the concept again. Google did it for their infra. Does Google use Kubernetes? I thought that Google actually used something different. Monad is a monoid in the category of endofunctors of some fixed category. Okay, well, you're welcome for the laughs then. They do use it? Oh, okay, if they use it, then that makes me think more highly of it. I thought they had like more crazy software that they used internally. A lot of these companies just release open source software to like collect data or to kind of, it's kind of like fake goodwill thing for like influencing the market. Makes your resume look good. He's going to have a fun time catching up with chat. I'm just going to skip a bunch of it. What are some of your favorite programming YouTubers? Honestly, I guess I don't really watch too many programming YouTubers. I watch I guess some of the news. Like I guess that I feel like I'm kind of over the like intro to programming. Learn this, learn that. The kind of like news updates on like big security vulnerabilities and stuff. What is it? Satanic or something like that. He does like computer security related stuff and news that comes out when he has a video that's trending. And the Primogen, his videos trend quite a bit. All right, let's see what this does. Microsoft decided to rewrite their TypeScript compiler in Go when they could have picked C#. Interesting. I broke it. That makes sense, I guess. George Hunts is pretty good. Yeah, I've watched a few of his. He did a bunch of live streaming. I don't really watch anyone live, but I watch clips and stuff. Apparently sent one $1 software gift memberships. Google account, Google AI account 1 received a gift membership. Congratulations. Thank you very much to Bradley. The new NFT. The newer Java versions have caught up with other languages. Yep, I finally got one of the things I updated recently. I finally moved this up to Java 21 from Java 17. I had to work through a bunch of this escape warnings for making it not compile. Do you ever read Effective Java by Joshua Bloch? I have not. This is what I mean with nulls. Avoid them if you can. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I really do, but there's no like the problem is how to like conceptualize and design it without nulls. I do go to pretty great lengths to like avoid having a null state because it just causes so many problems. Some of these are just like kind of stopgaps right now. Like I'm kind of doing something weird. So I just kind of want to get it working, and then maybe I'll refactor everything better later. This might have been a bug in some of my base code. Just joking with you. Good job programming the game. Yeah, I mean, I haven't read that book, but I have no doubt that I have no doubt that you can write a book about how using null all the time is bad. I think it is. Having 500,000, if not equal to nulls everywhere. Wow. Check that out. We've got multiple map areas on the game. So we could do double block mining. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, it's really messed up. Interesting. Wow. That's not good. It's totally screwed up. Well, it's not really a supported, it's kind of a, it sucks that just didn't work completely. That's interesting. Wow, it is starting to become kind of cool and useful. Joshua Block equals one of the head programmers of Java. Effective Java equals best book on programming Java. Is it a mining ship in space? Deepwater port miner? I think honestly, there really isn't much conceptual interpretation of it other than it's you have a like a player character. So the green square. Actually, I should probably replace the green square with like a emoji character, like just a happy face or something. So it's like a person moving around, and it's all about the world. The world is just a grid of blocks that represent, at the moment, types of ore. Okay, the next one is going to be the inventory. Minecraft on the terminal. Yeah, that's kind of the closest interpretation I could think of. Seems like a remote operated submersible. I guess I haven't really thought much about like the kind of role play aspect of it. I would almost thought about it as like a more like abstract interpretation, like a multiplayer database. You guys ever listen to the Lex Friedman podcast? Just interviewed Mark Sweeney, trying to program a text editor which turned into a game. Interesting. Now he's the head programmer of the engine which powers 9-Right and Unreal Engine. You should get sponsored by a cigarette company to run mid-roll ads for your videos. Yeah, actually, I thought about having some random scenes where I like try to look like smoke. I don't smoke, but smoke a cigarette to like look cool or something. But I thought about there's a guy who does these videos. He like collects all kinds of different types of cigarettes, and YouTube I think demonetizes you if you're show too much of that. So. Or something like that. Keep listen, just keep hacking. My friends, you never know what it'll turn into. Yeah, I'll keep grinding away as much as time and resources permit. Candy cigarettes are pretty cool. I could use some of those, but not quite as cool as real cigarettes. No programming podcasts, but the most interesting programming channel I'm binging currently is Tarek 10X. Nicotine sharpens your mentality. Yeah, when I first started streaming, I would have an energy drink for a while because that's what every cool streamer does. But then I realized it's probably for sitting in front of a computer streaming for long hours. Health is a significant concern, so I'll probably try and as I become if I do this, continue to do this, try to develop my streaming skills without the use of substances or sugars or. It's not really good to be drinking tons of energy drinks or uppers all the time. Trust me, don't touch nicotine. I have tried smoking a few times, but it just have one cigarette and it tastes so terrible that it just I can't do it. Gen Z already too addicted to nicotine, so don't do it. I shall not trust you. Oh yeah, everyone does vaping now, which is, it's kind of funny how everyone stopped smoking and then immediately started vaping. All right, can we open a new inventory area at runtime? I breathe insulation and other construction chemicals on the regular. You gotta wear an N95 mask. That's a cool thing to do these days. Everyone's wearing masks. You will not have enough funds for world domination if you start smoking. Yeah, that's a good point. I have to be efficient with my funds. Sorry, man. Gotta check out. But cheers to you and respect. Keep hacking, my friend. If you ever need help, feel free to reach out. I'll collaborate with you any day. Also, I agree with David F. Nicotine. Alright, thanks for the kind words. I do wear those on occasion, but they get clogged and stuff. Also, it doesn't filter out smaller particles. Well, at least you'll get the big chunks. And it's a bit better. You don't want to end up with, what is that, lung disease? Like scoliosis or silicosis or whatever. I guess that's for breathing in rock dust, but... okay. Open custom frame, open inventory. Wow, look at that. We have 2 inventories. I got some weird stuff going on with the UI. And look at that, both of them update. All right. Now, the last one was Rob is college cooked. All my peers are using AI to complete their assignments for them. Feels like a waste of time and money. If it's seeing that, to be honest. I think it depends. The college you go to really depends. Whether college is worth it or not really depends on which college you go to, and I think what the career, like how good, if they have a co-op program, how good that co-op program is. I think that's probably one of the biggest aspects is, like, is there, what is like the reputation of that college for getting into, their first job? Because I think that's really the critical thing. And I think that the best college would be one that, borderline guarantees, and not as in like some kind of false guarantee, but one where you can have a very high expectation of getting, if you just do what you're supposed to, can you get into a job? Because once you get that initial experience, once you have 2 or 3 years experience at some relevant role, nobody really cares about your college anymore. But yeah, that is one. I have a video on my channel about immigration. It's like 1 hour long. I don't know if you've watched that. I taught at a college for a while, and talked about my experiences there. And definitely, it seems like the standards have been going down steadily for years. Now, that was before COVID. And it was before AI came out. So, people are still going, workers are still going to hire people. So the question is, where are they going to get people? I think it's just, it's going to be the existing model of college. It's it's going to be really hard to evaluate people. Nice, that works. I think that the existing college model will eventually be replaced by something different. Like I think it's obvious that the existing model is not working. But the question is, what's the alternative? I don't think that's necessarily been invented yet. In a way, I kind of think like stuff like streaming. Like a lot of people watch streamers and stuff now, and like, a typical thing is you go to college, university, you learn about stuff, you do the lecture on like binary search trees or whatever. It's confusing, so then you immediately go home and you Google it, and then you watch a YouTube, the world's best YouTube video on how to do binary search trees, and that best video on YouTube about binary search trees is way better than the lecture that you had on binary search trees, because that one YouTube video on it was prepared with like hundreds of hours of preparation. It's like it's automatically selected to be the best one. Now the thing is, YouTube though, there's really a few things that university or college gives you. One is the education. It's supposed to educate you and give you the knowledge and train you and stuff. But the other is like accreditation. So there's like a proctor, someone who's not, a criminal or a liar, who supposedly marked your stuff and gave you a grade and said, yes, I certify that this person does know how to do this stuff. And if you just watch YouTube videos, you don't get that. The other often overlooked one is the social effect of it. So, if I were to tell you to focus on something, it would be like try to develop some strong relationships and pure relationships with people at wherever you're studying. Because then in like 5-10 years or something, you'll be able to like ping those people and talk to them on LinkedIn. So connect with as many people. I think that's probably going to become the new like secret sauce, success strategy of the future. Is just like find a group of people, like the physical people in real life, and then get to know them, and then someday in 10 years from now, when you're get laid off, you can ping those people and be like, hey, remember when we stayed up late studying for this thing? I'm looking for a new job or something. 4-year degree in my field will cost me around $130K, according to university. Said I would take about a $15K pay cut. And according to the university, said I would take about a $15K pay cut. I guess I understand the first part of that. I think my education cost around $80K. But a pay cut, that's not good. You don't want to spend $130K to take a pay cut. All right, we can now do 3 inventories. Let's open another inventory. I got some glitching in the UI there, but he's saying he will know more and make less. Okay, so you're saying you have a job in a field, but if you had a degree in that field, if you went and got a degree in that field, they would give you a pay cut? Interesting. I will learn how to cheer for the correct political report team if I go to college, though. I got a political sports team, okay. Yeah, the social contract, like the whole idea was you would go and, get a degree like software engineering or something and make all these lucrative salaries. I mean, it takes an enormous amount of time to get a software engineering degree. And, it seems reasonable that salaries would come down a bit, but it really seems like the bottom totally fell out of the system. I mean, one of the main contributors to that was we just brought in so many people from other countries to undercut the wages, and the bottom totally fell out of it. That was not advertised. All this erosion of wages. I mean, the question now is where does it stop? Are wages just going to keep going down for like the next 10 years? All right. So it's 11:35. I have to go to bed earlier the next few days because I have to get up super early on Monday. So I think for this week, I will leave it there. I made quite a bit of progress on this stream, and we're at $97 for chat revenue tonight. So this was a very, very successful stream. So with that, I'll leave it there, and I'll probably be back tomorrow. See you later, guys.